what's the word?
Stereotypical?
Stereotypical.
It came out of Florida. It did. There was a whole, we'll talk about this later. Luke, music, booty, it all came out of Florida.
That doesn't mean that everybody in Florida, that's like saying everybody in Jamaica is Rastafarian. Get out of here.
No, that's not what I said. Anyway,
So
hi,
everybody,
Tasha. Hi,
in
Tasha. How are you? How are you, Tasha?
I'm doing well, thanks.
Oh gosh, we'll have to edit that out. Good Lord.
It's the real. Ain't that the name of one talk show?
It is. It is. It's the real. Hi, Gail. How are you? So good to see you. So good to see you.
Where's Gail from?
New Jersey.
Does she dance to house music?
She might. I mean, she's not a. Yeah, she might. I don't know. We'll have to ask her.
Wondering. Okay.
But does she dance? And yeah, will she get into it? She sure will. But meanwhile, tonight, we are talking about why do I look different in your mirror?
Yeah, why do I look like because I'm from Florida, I ought to be able to booty shake dance?
No, you ought to be able to dance. I didn't say booty shake dance. You ought to be able to dance. I could say because you're black, you should be able to dance.
That's unfair. It's really unfair.
Hey, Gangsta E. Thanks, Gail.
Oh, I like your hair, Sharon. It's cute.
Thank you. Yes, I got it all cut off. All right, but let's talk about why do I look different in your mirror?
Yeah.
Right. And so this conversation sort of came up for us because there are sometimes people see us differently than we see ourselves. And that incongruence can cause us stress. Rightly or wrongly, healthily or unhealthily. Right? It can cause us stress. How do you find or how have you dealt with it, or have you dealt with it, I guess?
I have. I think one of the things that I've done over the past years, and we've talked about my soft goals, right, is to show up more loving and to be more transparent, right? Because I think people think that they know me and they have this perception of me, but they don't really know.
Right.
And I appreciate the love and, honor the friendship and sisterhood that we have. And it's important for me to be transparent. So that's how I've dealt with it, not to, displace the thoughts that they have of me, but just to sort of bring them into alignment with reality.
Yeah. All right. Because people have different lens based on their individual thoughts about a person. For sure. I remember I did this exercise where I was in this room with people and the therapist was like, I want you to sit across from someone. I didn't know anyone in this room. And she was like, now sit in front of this person. And then I want you to tell the entire group who you think this person is.
Just by looking at them.
Just by looking at them. And so we were attributing, we think this person is fun. We think that, don't know any of these people. We think they're intelligent. We think they're this. We think they're that.
Think you can dance, probably.
And we had, and it just showed us that we can make up ideas in our mind based on perceptions. So I'll never forget, I was sitting across a white woman with a brunette hair. And so I attached these things. And so when the therapist kind of went further into it, she says, now, who does this person remind you of? Like, is there someone that you think she... And I realized she reminded me in a way of my 7th grade teachers, who's one of my, my favorite teachers of all time. And so Ms. Yacobonis. So I was like, look at that. Like, it wasn't even intentional, but I associated rather subconsciously, right? Things about this woman because she had similar traits.
Unconsciously, right. Yeah.
That's a problem.
Is it a problem?
Yes, because it is. So because there are people who assume things of Black people just based on their skin. So yes, that's a problem.
I mean, but it was good thoughts that you had about the lady.
I could have bad thoughts as well. I didn't have to have a good experience with my 7th grade teacher. I could have been like, that's it. All right. So I had a perception of what a Spelman grad would be like.
Mm. And apparently it was dispelled.
Or it didn't happen. Yeah.
Her perception.
Yeah. Or her idea just didn't come to life. Yeah. So and so I think it's really important. I think for me, where I've seen it, I didn't like I was recently in a situation where I show up. Oh, she said my friend did not fit that picture. Oh, okay. I had a situation where I know where I show up generally professionally, I like to give 150%. I like to be on top of it. I like to be on the ball. I like to be strong and steady in my position, and I like to operate at a very high level, as high as I can, and I like to push myself further. I was recently in a position professionally where I was completely a fish out of water. Communication wasn't as I was used to, like systematic, and I wasn't given all the information to do a good job. I felt very uncomfortable because I felt so underprepared and out of my skin.
Right.
And I'm like, I'm interacting with people who don't know me, and I'm like, I know how to show up a lot better than this. Hey, Miss Nan, how are you? And even though I had plenty of people give me kudos and tell me I did a great job, in my mind, it was very uncomfortable for me because I didn't show up as I know I should, and no, it wasn't good. Yeah.
And so in that situation, to our topic, why do I look different in your mirror? Do you think that they have a perception of you? Are you making this up in your head, or was there something that was said that leads you to believe that they think about me in a certain way?
Yeah,
And
and you know what? That's very true. A good number of the people said I did a fantastic, outstanding job and went above and beyond to make sure that other people knew what a wonderful job I did. And I think there were some who just were quiet, and I probably um associated my frustration with with that person's quietness and said, "Oh, she must be feeling what I feel." Type deal. You know what I mean? And so that was difficult. But and it's still really something I have to work through mentally. 'Cause I'm
Mhm.
like, man, that just wasn't comfortable. I didn't leave the yeah. I didn't drop the mic like I'm used to dropping a mic, and I like to drop a mic.
So it could be partly just in your mind.
Absolutely, it could be.
Yeah. And so
Yeah,
how are you going to deal with that? Because we are typically our own worst critics.
yeah,
And the question is, why do I look different in your mirror? It's really, why do you look different? Right? Not asking the question to someone else, but if everyone thinks that you did a fantastic job,
yeah,
right, why are you seeing it differently?
yeah. That's a very good question. And this because I know where I'm used to being. I know how I like to perform, and I knew that. And even though I could not, there were obstacles that didn't allow me to do as much as I wanted to do. I don't know. That's really for me. That's really a thing I have to work out, right? Because really, ultimately, it doesn't even matter what they think.
It doesn't.
It doesn't. And to your point, I'm negating all the great things that were said to me, and I'm emphasizing it. I'm focusing more on the quiet.
Or the unspoken or never even said,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Except for in your mind.
right.
What's the quote that we learned about? How many negative thoughts,
Oh yes, Tina Lifford said we have 85% of our thoughts are negative
and
and
repetitive.
and repetitive. And so we need to break the cycle of those thoughts. So Evangeline said, I look different because I was black. They didn't expect for me to be as intelligent as I was. Absolutely.
You was kind, you was smart.
Yeah. I mean, and listen, particularly as black women, right? Particularly as educated, ambitious, confident black women, certainly I've been where I have certain things have just been presumed of me without, I mean, it's been amazing. I mean, have you ever had that? Like people just presume things just because you're black?
Probably, but in my situation, I think in the professional setting, it's been more because I'm younger.
Mm.
Yeah, I dealt with ageism a lot.
Wow. And so how did you deal with
I mean,
that?
I still look 27. Although, I used to always be the youngest one in the room, and now I realize, like, I'm really not the youngest one in the room. Man. So I'm kind of over that. But I mean, how did I deal with it? I'm a type A. I'm a very strong personality. It didn't bother me one bit. I let y'all be bothered.
That's that right there. That is what I have to make sure I keep in my head all the time. That energy, keep that same energy. That I think is the moral of it all. Let them be bothered.
Yeah, you be
Let
bothered.
them. Don't even trip on what anyone else is thinking. It's
What?
taking me some time.
Yeah, in the Crown Awards. Why does my crown bother you so much?
Yes, yes, right. Tasha and I attended the Crown Awards, and an African American woman wore her natural hair on as a news anchor, and then there were so many people writing in like, and she shouldn't have her hair like that, and she said, "Why does my crown bother you so much?" Whew.
Yeah, you be bothered and you deal with that, but I'm still gonna rock and do what I'm doing. And so listen, accountability, here's where it happens, right? Because you're in your head. I saw the work that you did and it was amazing, right?
Oh, well, thank you.
And so many people have poured into you and said it was so great,
Yes.
yet we're still dealing with this lingering, maybe someone saw something different, or actually it's you seeing something different in the mirror. And so I think part of the accountability relationship is to maybe push that mirror over, right, and hold up a different mirror. See you the way I see you.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I would agree. But also remember, there's a part of me that thinks I could have done better. But again, to the point that you've made to me, had I been given all the tools to do better, I would have done better.
Yeah.
I haven't fully, I'm still wrapping my head around it. I should have already gotten past this. I got to get past it. All right. So Nan said, Tasha, I'm with you.
Yeah, let them be bothered.
Let them be bothered. I love it. I mean, and it's amazing. And I thank you for being my accountability partner. And you can share that with me and remind me, right? Because we're not perfect, right? And there are areas where I'm going to be stronger and there'll be areas you're going to be stronger in. And it is so important to have an accountability partner, right? Because we always talk about the accountability partner seeing things that you can't see and seeing your blind spots and reminding you and, putting their hand on your back saying, hey, it's okay. Eventually, always know you're better. Well, thank you, Gangsta E. I will always know that I'm better. I will. I will. I will. I will.
I've been in this space lately. I don't know if it's a new thing for me, but I'm always trying to see the benefit of the doubt in a situation, right? You and I talk about things, and you'd be like, Tasha, no, not right here, not right now. This is bad. You are not going to pull any good out of this. But it's when you say I see you, right? Like I try and get past what people are really showing, because I think I've been in that situation. We know the commercial where it's like, people are really depressed, but they have this little happy face sign up, and
Yeah.
that's what they're showing the world. When really I want somebody to be like, I see you. I see you back there behind that sign. I think everybody wants that.
I hear you. And
Oh.
I think that's a good thing, right? Because I believe in benefit of the doubt too, right? But if somebody has that mask up and then you look behind, but they got a bat in their hand saying, come on, see this too. See this bat? You might want to put that mask back up because I'm
People
really not
hurt
your friend.
people.
Huh?
Hurt people hurt people.
Yeah, get out of my way for sure. But no, I would say that the important thing, particularly in accountability and an accountability relationship, is that, and this was really for those who are watching, really something that happened just probably last month. No, just last month. And I'm grateful and I'm thankful that I have an accountability partner. And I mean, and you said those words to me that day, and I was like, oh, that's right. If I had everything, I really would have been much better.
Right.
Right. And you will continue to tell me that, as you've told me tonight, it doesn't really matter what they think. And also, it was a learning and growing experience. It was a new environment for me. And so these are all the things.
We can say so many things. Done is better than perfect, right? I'm
Yep.
doing the best I can with what I got to work with, you know?
Yeah.
Don't
Gang,
take on projects you can't fix. Ooh, girl. Well,
honey, if I had only
we
known.
definitely try not to do that.
We definitely.
Sometimes you get bamboozled or pushed into these projects that you don't even realize.
So Gail says time to move on. Yes, it is time to move on. It is time to move on. But I will just again remind people that this is where accountability comes in, and this is where having a good tribe of family, friends, people, positive minded people around you.
And I think also you have to answer the question, right? If someone says, "How you doing?"
Yeah.
Don't just say okay, like take the opportunity to really say how you're doing. Or on the other end, if they just say, "Oh, I'm good," you'd
Yeah.
be like, "Really? Are you really good? Like, what's really going on?" Like, yeah, that was really convincing. Think it happened tonight. Sharon's like, "How you doing?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm good." You was like, "Yeah, that's really convincing," right? Dig into it, right? Take time to be with people. I think we're
Yes.
I think we're missing those connections, and we can still do it virtually.
We absolutely can.
Yeah,
We absolutely can. And so let's talk about our new project, shall we?
I'm excited. Yes, let's talk
Yes.
about
We're gonna put it up on a
it.
screen,
Birthday.
set it off Sundays.
Hey.
Right. So we're encouraging everyone. It starts this Sunday, set it off Sundays. Leveling up never felt so good. Tasha, do you want to talk about it?
Yeah, join us at 8:30 p.m. We're really just sort of inviting you into our world. This is what Sharon and I do every week to set our week up for success, right? What are we going to focus on? And thinking about possible obstacles, right? I know this week was one. There was something that came up on Wednesday that was not planned at all and really just kind of threw my week for a loop, but you keep it moving and you make an adjustment on Thursday morning and you make it happen. So yes, join us Sundays at 8:30 p.m. It's going to be an open forum. Want to help you set your week up for success. You can go to bit.ly set it off sun to register. It is free, absolutely free. This is for our community. We want you to invite your friends and family that may not know us, right? Like this is a great introduction to us and to see what we do. Yeah, so come through.
And more importantly, to set your week off right. And for those who might be football widows, right? And while your husband or boys or whoever in your family, it could be the women in your family, are watching football, that might be some free time for you from 8:30 to 9:30. Let's go. We can do it. And as always, you can find us online at AQ Partners, AQ_partners on Instagram, and theaqpartners.com. Always.
We'll see you all on Sunday.
We will. Good night, everybody.
Night.
It has been fun. Set it off. I suggest y'all set it off.